Alright, so today I'm going to be changing out a pan belt on this 5R Pro by Elation. And there's another video on YouTube where this guy took the entire head off. And we're not going to do that. There's an easier way to do it. It still requires disassembling all the cables from the sides. I've already got one side undone and I left the other side on so you can kind of see what I need to do. So all these wires kind of just come into here. You've got your lamp wires in this nice terminal block that they put on here for you, some quick disconnects for the things, and then some sensor wires, and they all go to this loom that travels similar to this one on this side up this side of the head into this block over here. The reason we need to undo these cables is to get our new pan belt on. You can see our cog right there. We need to get the pan belt through these wires in the middle and then around that cog and onto the pan motor, which is right there. So I'm going to repeat the same process on this side by taking these wires out. All right, after you take all your cables off this other arm and feed them through, you're gonna grab them all kind of in a bunch, pull them out to the center here, and then you're gonna take your new pan belt, kind of slide it through. You can see I've slid it down, and it's going to be a pretty easy process. You just get it under that arm right here and slide it through, and then pull it all the way out and do it the same way on the other side. And that way you can get your pan belt on this head without having to take the entire fixture off. Now you can see I pulled my pan belt through that side and fished it back through on this other side. The next thing you're going to do is slide it under this arm, and it's going to come on through, and you can see it back there, right there. It's going to come on through ahead of this little pulley right here. You're going to actually tension this thing back. It just pulls back. You have to put some tension on it because it is a tensioner. Or you can just take this spring off and then reattach it. I'm going to opt to just pull it back and hold it while I feed the pan belt through to this other cog. I've got it around there. I'm holding this tensioner down from the other side, and then what I did was just kind of turn it around this cog to get it on there. You can see it's all the way around the cog. Then I'm going to slowly make sure this is aligned and not grabbing the pan belt. Let this tensioner on. Checking our work from the other side, you can see I've got it on that tensioner and it's pretty well centered. It's on this cog. It's a little low on the cog, but it's the right height for in there on that cog back there. The way it's not going to pop off. And you're just going to spin it around a couple times and make sure it's seated properly. And yeah, plug all your wires in. That's how you change out a pan belt. Then you move on to your cable management. I used red zip ties to show where I've been. Also because I like to use red zip ties when they're not being seen. All the way up the sides, plug back into where they go. I like to take pictures along the way of where things are wired. Everything's pretty labeled and self-explanatory, but pictures just makes it easier, especially when looking at how cables were run previously. Attach our power here and see if we fixed it. It's stupid loud. Alright, well, I had to turn the overhead lights off because of the video shoot going on in here, but fixture's working. No errors. Yeah, now it's just on to buttoning up the case and throwing it back in the air.